on this computer. Okay, we are recording. So we're so happy to have you all here today. Let's get started. All right, we're going to introduce ourselves.
Hi, so I am Miss Anderson. I teach health, math, science, and social studies to your students, and they really seem to love math. Math is my favorite, so super excited about that. And we switch off about every unit. We do like 6 weeks of social studies, then like 6 weeks of science.
Me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Susie Lawrence, and I travel with Mary Park's class everywhere they go, basically. And I've been at King Springs this is my 16th year. My children went here, and I love it to pieces.
And I'm Mary Park, and I teach your child reading, writing, grammar, soon to be spelling. And so that has been a blast to get started with the kids this year. We're having a really good time, and hopefully they've shared some good memories with you so far. So go ahead and take over our schedule.
So our schedule from 7:10 to 7:50, the students come in. We usually do morning choice. We clean up about 7:45. Then from 7:50 to 8, we do announcements. The students usually watch it from the carpet. We also do morning meeting every morning, which usually consists of a quote of the day and then a question that all of the students get to share their answers, just so we can build some classroom community and build our relationship with the students. Then from about 8:15 to 10, we teach our homeroom class, the subjects that they teach. So I teach my class math. Mrs. Park teaches her class reading. Then they have specials from 10 to 10:45. And then we switch after specials. And so I get to see Mrs. Park's class. She gets to see my class, and we teach them the subjects that we teach. Then our lunch is around 12:40. And then after lunch, we do some reading time. We go to the bathroom, any catch up that we need, and we pack up. And then we end the day with recess.
Woo-hoo. Woo. All right. So for classroom behavior, something that both classrooms are doing this year, which the kids seem to be really into. And if you were in Miss Lawrence and I's class last year that we looped up with, you're probably already familiar with our kid dollar system. And so the kids get to earn money for good behavior, doing good work. And it looks a little something like this, some good old green cash. And so we have a little store that they get to visit each week that has some great incentives, great toys, some great Dollar Tree finds that they get to use their money on, which come in like little wallets. So something we're going to take very seriously this year, though, are consequences. And Ms. Lawrence is going to talk to you a little bit about that.
We don't anticipate this being a really serious issue, but we did feel, and there's a feeling in the building that maybe last year everyone was so stressed and there was such a struggle to have any sense of normalcy that we did sort of allow certain behaviors that we maybe wouldn't in ordinary situations. And especially now that the kids are in third, Mrs. Park and I came up with our class from second. The expectation is different. This is the intermediate part of elementary school. So we are going to, and we've talked to the kids about it very specifically and answered all their questions. It's just going to be a simple tally of redirections for either talking during instructional time, or again, we don't anticipate it, but it could happen, someone being rude to a classmate or disrespectful to a teacher. You would get a tally mark on the sheet. And if you are redirected with a tally mark 3 times, not following directions, talking, what's on the things that are on the slide, you will come home with a behavior note. The teacher will keep a copy. There'll be a carbon to the parents, and 3 behavior notes can lead to 1 Cobb County office referral. So we are going to tread very lightly into this and go slowly to make sure that there's full understanding and that parents are in the loop. But it is time for them to start getting ready for 4th and 5th and the expectations there that are higher.
All right.
So the standards, the curriculum that we use is the Georgia Standards of Excellence. If you want to know more about them, then you can go to the Georgia Department of Education website, and it has the Georgia Standards of Excellence by grade level and by subject. So if you want to learn more about that, that's where you can find them. Every week in our weekly emails, we send what topics we're learning in all our subjects. But if you have questions about specifics, you can always email us and we'd be happy to share. So for our grading this year, we still do 1, 2, 3, and 3+. So what that looks like, a 3 is when the student meets standards consistently and independently. That means they can do it over and over again on their own. 2 is progressing towards meeting that standard. And 1 is limited progress. They're not making much progress in meeting that standard. Usually there's not too many 1s. Usually we're more in the 2s and 3s range. If you get a 3+, that is exceeding standards. We have a certain rubric for that. That's usually if the students can explain their answer, they go above and beyond, or they go higher than the actual standard. So like for multiplication, if they know their 11s and 12s, which is higher than the standard that just requires them to know 0 through 10. Also, we have our learning skills and behaviors. They get an S if they are successful in that behavior, a P, progressing, which means we're working on it, and N, needs improvement, which means we maybe need to work on it a little more.
All right. So with grading, oops, sorry about that. Let me go back. Oh no, I've made a horrible mistake. I'm so sorry. There you go. All right, sorry, Ashley.
Okay, so for our grading, we will send home graded work on Fridays, and the student will receive a 1, 2, or 3 on their assignments. Sometimes we give a plus or a minus to show maybe a 3+ is like super excellent. A 3- is just on the cusp. So they got a 3, but it's on the lower end of the 3. And yes, the standardized testing scores will not be on your student's report card. It's just our classwork. We will also do progress reports every 4.5 weeks. And report cards are every 9 weeks.
All right. And something that is going to be a lot more, you'll see a lot more is the standardized testing coming up. So 3rd grade is a huge testing year. And so what we have coming up next week, seems crazy, is the COGAT, which is at the end of next week. Now, if you remember, if you were in Cobb County, or I guess probably any Georgia school, COGAT is performed in 1st grade. So they've already taken this assessment, but it'll look different. The questions will look different, but it's something that they've already taken in 1st grade, and it's a cognitive abilities test. And so this is to sort of understand where they are functioning in problem solving, and how their brain works. Not necessarily, they're not going to be multiplication and division facts. This is a little bit more abstract of questions that they're going to find on this test. And so results don't come back for a couple of months after COGATs, but you will get a score report from this. And then coming up after that, we're just knocking them out, is the Iowa, which is September 6th through the 10th. Now, what I will say is that in your child's binder or folder today in their daily communication, you should have received a letter from Cindy Sweck explaining the COGAT and the Iowa in full details. So that would do probably a much better job at what is going on there. And so please refer to that in your child's notebook or binder later today if you'd like to learn some more information on that. And again, we'll make sure in our emails that we alert you when those are coming up again soon. All right, so some classroom information. Some of the sites that we utilize this school year are going to be RazKids. And so you should have gotten a little slip of paper from me last week that had their RazKids information on it. If you have misplaced it, or maybe it didn't make it into the binder, just shoot myself or Miss Anderson an email and we'll be happy to send it. Reflex Math, that's through obviously their math teacher with Miss Anderson. And keyboarding without tears is something that they've been using in the computer lab, which they also used last year with Mr. Courtney during their computer lab specials. So those cards their information will be accessible very soon. And all communication is through email or CTLS Parent. They have really appreciated us using CTLS Parent this year. And it's an actually really, really great platform. So if you've had some time to sort of check it out, I've been trying to explore on it a little bit, send in some pictures, send in some messages. I like how it's kind of like a status update from things from Dr. Sweck or things from your teachers. So I highly suggest getting on board with that. I've really enjoyed using it. Always read our Friday email for our weekly overviews, reminders, upcoming dates. Here's the big one. So if your child is quarantined, there will be assignments on a Seesaw page, but it'll be linked through our CTLS page. But I don't want you to worry about that right now. Nobody needs it right now, so please don't worry about using that. But on the same note, if your child is out sick, so if they have, I don't know, strep throat, or they have a cold, or you've decided to, take a family vacation, we're not going to be doing CTLS work. You're not going to be doing Seesaw work. That is their time at home. So the only time that you would be able to use Seesaw or CTLS for assignments would be if the child is quarantined. And again, we are a no homework school, but there's plenty of things that you can do at home. We've got lots of reading logs, reading incentive programs. I'm sure you've gotten the messages on CTLS Parent about the 1,000,000 minutes, which seems really cool. Through the entire school, they're trying to make 1,000,000 minutes of reading. Reading logs can always be done, incentivized at school and at home. And then also with math facts, addition, subtraction, soon to be that multiplication and division, having that fluency and being able to do things very, very quick helps in all aspects of math and those foundational skills.
Right. And reflex math, I know I sent home some parent information about that, but the students can get on that at home as well. And it's math facts fluency. So right now we're practicing addition and subtraction, but as soon as we introduce multiplication, we'll switch it over to multiplication and division. So that's a great way to practice their facts at home. The students really seem to love it. If they spend 15 minutes on it, then it gives you a green light day. And I think if they get 3 or 4 green light days in a row, then they get to unlock a new game. So they really like that. And if you ever need the passcode again, their password or username, you can just email me and I will be glad to give it to you.
Shout out to Sam Robinson today. He unlocked a new game and the crowd went wild.
All right. And so we thank you for your support and your patience. And we're going to have a really fabulous year. You've heard from all of us. You've gotten all those emails. Make sure if you are trying to reach out to Miss Lawrence, she goes by Susie, but her email is susan.lawrence. So those are always available for you. And also my last name is technically still Fisher. So it's not a stranger trying to update you about your kid, I promise. And so what we're going to do, our lights turned off today. So what we're going to do is I have a little QR code here, and just for the sake of time and to make sure that everybody gets to have the same answers, please use this QR code. If you have any questions that you can ask us, it's a little Microsoft form, it's anonymous, and Miss Anderson and I will go through all those questions, make sure that we can get you some answers, and then send all of those answers out in like an FAQ on our Friday email. All right. So I would have loved to do a question and answer session, but we just want to make sure we're good on time and respecting your times and your nights at home. And last little word, we just want to say how much we've already enjoyed this year. It's been so incredible. And we're just so happy to be here with your kids. Any other thoughts?
No, super kids, wonderful. I mean, we left an entire grade level to come up with Mrs. Park's class, and I've met some of the kids and already knew them from ASP in Miss Anderson's class, and they're just so nice.
Yes.
Such nice kids. We're really enjoying it.
We're off to a great start.
Yes, been a great year, and all 44 children are the bomb. So we will get this PowerPoint information sent out to you for you to look at home. This is also going to be recorded, so we will get all of this linked back up and sent back to you if you need to review any of this information. Again, thank you so much for coming tonight, And don't hesitate to reach out if we can help you with anything. Good night.
Okay, now we can see everything.
Thank you.
Hi. Bye,
Thank
Sid.
you.
Bye, all of my people. Hello.
Hi. Going, sorry.
Hey,
Hi,
Alex.
Miss Owens. Hi, Mr. Gresham. Hi, Finley Patterson. Hi, Cooper.
Bye, Miss Anderson. Hi.
Hey, Noah. Hey, girls.
Thank you.
Oh, bye, little baby.
Hi, baby power. Hi, Zoya.
Hi.
Bye,
Hi,
Caitlin. It's like we just saw you. Bye, cutie pies. We'll see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Henry was last. Bye, Henry.